Disney and Pixar's Turning Red released on March 11th, and I decided to give 2 hours of my life away to watch it. I didn't even know it existed until 48 hours before it came out, so I did a little research to prepare myself. And since it's 2022, I wasn't surprised when I saw there was some controversy brewing about it. From accusations of wokeness to feelings of alienation from some folks, and critics and audience ratings are a little polarized. For example, a critic from Cinema Blend was recently attacked by the cast and crew of this movie because he said he didn't connect with the film at all, and he called it limiting and unrelatable. He was attacked for being misogynistic and racist with claims that the film is indeed for everyone and is made to be appealing to everybody, and promptly had his review removed. As asinine as this entire situation appears on the surface, the best way to determine if his review is truly so scathing in nature, so horrifyingly degrading and wrong, the only way to get my opinion right would be to watch the movie myself. And as it turns out, it was extremely unappealing, and no, I didn't connect with it at all. But do I hate that it exists? Also no. It surely appeals to someone, and it's certainly one of the best looking animated movies I've ever seen. Is it diverse? Yeah. Is diversity bad? Absolutely not. Look at The Batman. That movie has criticisms of wokeness that I completely push back against. That film is a masterpiece. How can diversity and inclusion be good things, yet a movie have a woke sticker slapped on it and considered, at best, annoying? Criticism of wokeness is usually a lame blanket statement that's pushed back on by the other side's own blanket statement of misogyny and racism. What this really comes down to, like any movie, is execution, and maybe even honesty. Because to suggest this movie is for everyone is completely ridiculous. It's very specifically aimed at tween girls, yet pushed towards children of all ages. The thing about it is that it's too childish in execution to actually appeal to the tween audience, yet the subject matter is too mature for the much younger potential audience. It has a good message about overbearing parents, but completely leans into the main character's bad habits without finding a middle ground between the mom and the daughter in the conclusion. You know, something where the child sees that some of the things her mom is teaching her are good, and the mom also respects her daughter's new burgeoning independence. Instead of the relationship resolving in trust, we're left with, the child is the one who knows best. I'll repeat that. The child knows best. This is not a great message. Instead of the mother and daughter character coming to an understanding that there needs to be a balance between independence and responsibility, it comes off almost preaching that being entitled is the best way to be. This is where the wokeness argument seems to trickle in. It's the entitlement that seems to come with movies that have diversity as their centerpiece. A movie's social impact shouldn't make it exempt from any form of criticism. It is a piece of art after all, and diversity shouldn't be held up as to why the movie's good. A film can have cultural relevance and also not be a perfect film. The problems start to crop up when simply saying things like, I don't connect with this movie, has accusations of misogyny and racism thrown at it. When that happens, one can't really help but think there is an agenda behind the curtain. With Turning Red, it has nothing to do with the pigmentation of someone's skin or the cast of all female characters. I understand that the movie was based on the writer's own experiences, and that's all well and good. It takes place in Toronto, it's a large metropolitan area, and those are normally more diverse, and any sort of criticism of forced inclusivity is kind of ridiculous. But having lines like, my panda, my choice, it's kind of bizarre to have a movie aimed at children provide that kind of messaging. You know as well as I do what it's like in this day and age, and that topic is a political hot button. However you feel about it, it's simply not up to a big movie studio to be communicating that kind of thing, and it's certainly not subtle. The critical praise is as expected. That almost comes with the territory today. To suggest a movie with a diverse cast and almost exclusively female characters might not be good is professional suicide for critics nowadays. Just look at the guy I mentioned. It's shielded from any sort of professional criticism, but certainly not audiences. And again, just be honest about what you're producing, poor messaging or not. Don't say this movie's for everybody. It's not, and that's okay. But when you say something that's so clearly false and attack anyone with a differing opinion as racist or misogynist, it just looks like you're pushing a specific agenda. You're asking for that kind of backlash and criticism, and it completely undercuts any artistic quality the film might have had in the first place.